Hey, hey, hey!
I was like, So hey guys, since National Committee applications have come in or you're still in it and you're finding out whether you're coming to UWC or specifically RCN, we decided to do a Q&A for you guys to help you learn more about RCN before you come here, or even if you're applying for next year. These will hopefully help you in making your decision. So I've got first years and second years here to help me out in the Q&A, and we're going to introduce ourselves. So I'm Arissa, I'm a second year and I come from Mauritius.
I'm Phoebe, I'm from Norway and Germany, and I'm second year.
I'm Tourner, I come from South Africa and I'm a second year.
My name is Viva, I'm from Latvia and I'm a first year.
I'm Mark, I'm also a first year and I come from Slovenia.
Oh, I'm Daniel. I'm a first year from Norway and the UK.
I'm Hannah and I'm a second year and I'm from Norway.
I'm Birch, I'm a second year and I'm from the United States.
I'm Angel, I'm also a second year and I'm from Hong Kong.
And I'm Hector, I'm a second year and I'm from Haiti.
The first question is, what is UWC RCN to you?
I think RCN for me is not only a school, but it's a place where I can develop myself and where I can test out things that I have thought that I'm never gonna do, and just explore and find my passions and develop on the passions that I already have, and meet a lot of new people and have one of the greatest conversations and times I have ever had.
Look at service announcement. If we wave our hands in this video, that means we are agreeing with whoever's speaking.
Shout outs!
I would say RCN is a place where you meet the weirdest people and weather.
Yeah. At least for me, RCN has been that ground where I could set aside my personal worries and to kind of embrace more diversity and different perspectives. Because I grew in a society where there isn't much difference among the people, and coming into such a diverse community where you're hearing stuff you've never heard before, that really takes quite a bit of work to battle yourself, not to self-isolate with like-minded people, and to kind of embrace diversity to stimulate growth. So I really think that's this empowerment. That's what RCN is to me, is to actually to look at what's different than me and kind of embrace it.
I was going to say, I think RCN is a magnification of human behaviors.
He's the native speaker, right?
Well, yeah, I think everything here at times can feel more extreme, and that's both can be good and bad. But I think overwhelmingly that's a positive thing, and I think you'll find that at RCN, RCN is really, it's all these people from all over, but ultimately we're all just people trying to make our way through life here, and how we interact is kind of that's what makes RCN, I feel.
Is about that this is a place where a lot of large global conflicts can be set aside and in a way looked at from all the perspectives that there are, because there's people from all the sides of the conflicts and again engage with global issues in a really interesting way.
Yeah, I would also like to talk about the acceptance here in this school. The differences between people are very well accepted, and yeah, it's really nice to have the community that we have.
How is the atmosphere at RCN?
Changes.
Yeah, and
changes a lot.
Usually.
I mean, the first thing we can say is that the atmosphere outside is often raining. It's often raining.
Or snowing.
But you learn to love the sunny days.
Yeah.
You learn to love the days when the atmosphere is clear. As for the human atmosphere,
Oh god. No.
I want to say, like, the human atmosphere, it's very tangible. Like, it's very tangible. It's very clear because that's kind of all that. I mean, that's the majority of what this place is. Is like it's a human atmosphere, and it's how that affects all of us is pretty important. But it can be both good and bad. But I mean,
I think as an entire student body at RCN, personally, as I've experienced, is that when needed, we are very good at coming together for things that is needed to come together for. But there, I mean, obviously, because we're from all over, tension will naturally occur. But it's nothing too drastic, and it's something that I think is important that we experience here. As here, it's more, it's easier to control. It's a safe space. Tension here is easier to manage than on the outside, and I think being able to learn how to manage tension between people from all over is very important. And we're extremely lucky to be able to be here and learn those ways to handle important tension, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, and if I could like add something, like I don't want you guys to be thinking that here is like a magic place where like everything is utopic and everything. Like we are still normal people, and there are normal people who live here. So a lot of the things you're used to, they're probably gonna exist here. And when we're talking about the atmosphere, like there is gonna be cliques. Like there are a group of friends who get along with each other. There are like people you bond with very strongly, and then there are people you don't. But overall, I think as a community, the atmosphere there, it's never too much of a toxic atmosphere. I would say, like everyone respect the boundaries that each others have, and then everyone know that they can be friends with anyone. They can be friends with everyone, but then they try to come together as a community to to thrive.
Yeah. I mean, generally, I think it's a loving atmosphere. Like the atmosphere varies. It can be good, it can be bad, it can be high energy, it can be low energy. But like, regardless, you'll find people when you need them, and you'll find the support you need. And I think it's also normal that it varies. Like no place is always good or always bad.
What's your favorite thing to do on campus?
Study.
I study. So I have a couple of things because things.
I'm speaking for you.
No, I mean things can get very overwhelming, and academics can become a lot and stuff. And so personally, one of my favorite things to do is take a step back, spend time on my own. Either it is on the docks. The docks is located beautifully. You have the entire view of the fjord. And on days where it's sunny, sitting there just listening to my own music with absolutely no company, nature, sun, the fjord is honestly one of the best things that you can do. And that's when you also have time to reflect on everything that's happened. Because things go super fast here, and being able to find the time where you can breathe on your own is extremely important. And I think those are a couple of things that I will value the most when I leave RCN.
I'm going to narrow it down to 3 because 1 is hard. Number 1, go for a hike. Like, this is a wonderful place to just get outside. If I weren't able to, I know I would go crazy. Number 2 is to hang out in the day rooms, which are common areas in the houses, until like 2 a.m. in the morning.
Best conversations you will have.
You will have the best conversations of your life at those times when you're all sleep deprived. And I like to think we're all smart here, but past 1 a.m. And then number 3 would probably be, I would say just sit in a cantina. Like dinners, lunches. There's a lot of chaotic energy there, but you all get to bond over food, and you get to sit with if you're lucky, you get to sit with different people every time that you go to sit at a table, and it's very rare that I don't have a good conversation in Cantina.
I mean, as he said, like discussion. Yeah, discussing like issues with people, like in that way, because I like getting to know people, and like the things you hear people say. Sometimes like they just like, wow, never thought I'd hear that in my life. But yeah, you really hear the weirdest of opinions in this place, but you just learn to accept them because like you can't do anything about it. Besides like just be like, oh, like how does one manage to think like that? But yeah, you just whatever. And my favorite thing is going to birthdays. That's the shit. Oh. That's the nicest thing right there. But the next part is that even if you're not friends with the person, as long as there's cake, you're satisfied.
You come to the birthday.
Like you will have that person even if you don't even talk to them. Like it's good vibes, partying, like dancing, even though we're not allowed to dance anymore. But yeah, maybe you'll dance.
Yeah, and for me, I would put two things too, because a lot of the things that they already mentioned, like this goes the same, like it's the same feeling. But my routine really hasn't changed. Basketball has always been the best thing in my life, and now it's still the best thing in my life. So I keep on playing basketball, making new connections with people, trying to get better every day. That's like by far my favorite thing on campus. And the second favorite thing I would say is interacting with teachers, because here you get to develop very close relationships with your teachers. It's not like, I don't know how it is for you back home, but in uni you're probably gonna be like more respectful, calling your teachers or professors. But here you call them by their first name and you become their friends, and it feels really nice to kind of like discover a bit of their life and try to get inspired by day to day. So I really like that about RCN too.
One of my favorite things to do on campus is definitely interact with people in Cantina. I know Birch said that before, but it's really like the point of the day where I really detach from my studies and just like academic life and outside life, and you really get to talk to other people about their opinions, and you know, they really care for you and they really lift your spirits up 3 times a day, no matter how they're feeling, no matter how you're feeling. So I think that's one of my favorite things to do.
And I think what I really like doing every day is just running to different houses and different rooms to annoy my friends. Until they kick me out.
To keep on the vibe that Angel mentioned, for me it's like little spontaneous things, just like finding in daily life. For example, cutting my hair a lot of times and making it different, or like spontaneously running outside and jumping in the fjord when it's warm, or running to a friend's room and taking coffee shots because we need to study, or like something like that. Yeah, but finding the little things spontaneous for
I can't believe no one mentioned like the events that go on.
Oh, yeah.
They keep us going.
We had TEDx today. We've had like there's first year shows. There's shows. There's fantastic events that are always happening, and whether you're in them or just like watching them, like it's the energy that's there.
And they keep us going on. They keep us going. Being able to look forward to those events. It's like, cause like they happen like nicely dispersed out of the throughout the year, right? And so when you know that one of those like large events are happening, the entire community, like you can already sense like the day before that the entire community as a whole is super hyped for it, and you all just whoa. Another event! Bingo!
I mean that is.
I just think one thing that wasn't said at all is roommates. I think it's such an awesome thing about
Oh no, no.
That's a past roommate.
We all know that was not his intention, but
what would it be?
I think one of the biggest things that we struggle as a student body is the, what's it called? Not the centralized, the urbans, no,
Like the rural environment?
The isolation.
the isolation, yeah. Is that we're located very much isolated from the rest of the world, and so our closest tiny food store is like, what, 3.5 kilometers away or something?
2.5.
2.5.
Oh, okay, same thing. It's not that close, and it is the only close thing we have. The next thing is a 15-minute bus drive down to a tiny town. And so I think if we could have had like, you know, a little bit more socializing with the outside world would have been really nice for us. But I mean, also we usually have our EACs and things. Some of them are in connection with the rest of this area kind of thing. But because of Corona, we've been very much restricted to only us people, which I definitely feel has taken a somewhat toll on a lot of us, because I wouldn't say we get tired of each other, but you know, it would be nice to see some other new faces here and there.
Yeah, I mean, you also have to keep in mind, of course, that our isolation has allowed us to, we have probably a more normal life than a lot of the world has.
For sure.
Currently.
Not that much.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, it's definitely true that like we can tend to be a little outside of like life. It seems like this is a very kind of, this place is its own thing.
Yeah, that's why we also call it the fleck bubble, because it is a bubble.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it like makes you like look at opportunities, how to like still impact the world or learn about the world whilst being here.
And I feel like the isolation of like us being in this place also like makes us more of a close-knit community compared to like if we were in Oslo. Every Friday, everyone would just go to party. Like no one left on campus, and if you need someone, you like feeling emotional and stuff, there's no one there, everyone is enjoying their life. But yeah.
I think it has to be mentioned that I think the school could improve in its communication between like staff and students.
Transparency.
Transparency to a point, but just like transparency, especially between admin and the students. And I think that goes both ways. I think students are too distrustful of admin, and that admin possibly doesn't put enough faith in students. And who knows, that might be very different like over the next years. But
I would say I think there will be a big change. Because I mean, you can already sense that there is a slow progress to more transparency. It's slow, but it's moving forward. And so I think that when you guys come in after the summer, I believe that the transparency will be somewhat better than what we're experiencing. And hopefully your connection to admin and staff within that area will be a lot better than a lot of us have experienced our past year.
I just think another quick thing that should be mentioned is that this school can definitely improve in like being aware of the now and living in the now. I think a lot of people live for their future dreams. They're looking at where will I be in 1 year or 2 years, or where will I go to uni, or what job am I going to get. But I think a lot of us tend to forget that we're living the dream that we had of UWC a couple of years back. And that the time here is so short, and we should appreciate the time that we get, because it flies by. And we tend to forget it in like day-to-day life, because we just do normal things. We brush our teeth, we go to lunch, we go to classes, we do our homework. But that's something to be mentioned.
I think one thing I would improve is definitely like the shows. I'd include more cultural shows. Like we only have like continental shows like once every 2 years, and I think like it is a lot of work to put in. I think it's something that really educates other people about other people's culture and their identities, and it's something that really makes RCM what it is today. And I think more of those weeks where like I don't know, you go to panels more and those kind of things would really help with racism, sexism, and all that. Okay. Next question is, what is one thing that shocked you the most about RCM when you first came?
Ooh.
Calling teachers by their first name.
Oh. Yeah.
I've never done that before. Like I understand that There's other countries where that's very common, but like I had never done that before. So be ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but like this, I don't think it's an RCN thing. Maybe it's in Norway. Because I remember the night I arrived. I was like, before entering my room, I was like quickly trying to take my shoes and so that I can hide them under my bed because I didn't want to leave them like outside for them not to be stolen or something like that. And my roommate just told me like, there's no stealing here. So like, I think that's one of the things that shocked me the most. Like you can leave your phone on the street and come back 1 week after you find the same spot. And I think that you don't find this anywhere. And I really think that's like something special either to Norway or to RCN. Yeah, but that's what shocked me the most.
I think when I arrived as a first year, obviously Corona wasn't like a big thing. And so personally the cuddling and hugging culture, because I never close contact with other people wasn't a thing in my life, and so and so when I stepped foot off of that bus on the first day here, the amount of like love and like the number of hugs we all received as first years was insane. Like we couldn't do that this year because of Corona. We had to keep our distance when we first arrived and stuff. But the hugging and cuddling culture is very, very big here. So you will see a group of people just in the day room, 5 people just laying on top of each other, just having a good conversation, and it's completely normal. It's like 3 a.m. they're just having a great conversation, just who knows how many people just laying on top of each other and having a great combo. And I think that was definitely one of the things where I was like, okay, so people hug, cool. Because I didn't do that before, so yeah.
Another thing, not only like physical openness, not openness, okay, I'm sorry.
That's a good way to say it.
Closeness, but also like, I don't know, like the open conversations people are willing to have, or like, at least my first week, the things I knew about people, because I was constantly talking with people, and the first conversations, I never started my relationships with people with these kinds of conversations that I had, like about life and how people opened up, and it was really interesting, and I think it continues until now, and the discussions and openness. Yes.
What shocked me the most was definitely like the touching culture. Like as soon as the first day I came, and I entered Denmark House, and all of a sudden I see more hugging me, and I'm like, why is he hugging me? Like, so that was like very like, yeah, it was quite a shock to me that everyone's just so open and don't care about your, they don't take differences into account, and they just, yeah.
I mean, I think it's like, it's well-intentioned though. Like, I mean, they don't really think about like personal boundaries or like differences in culture, but it's still in a good way, if that makes any sense at all. Like, it's well-intentioned for sure.
Yeah.
Is nobody going to mention the rain? I feel like we should mention the rain. It rains a lot here. Like they try to warn you on the website, but all their pictures are of it sunny.
Yeah, there are times.
Bring rain gear. Be ready for it to be rainy because it rains a lot here. You get very used to it.
Even warned me.
You learn to love the sun.
Yeah, you do. You learn to love the nice days.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's raining right now.
Hardest subject in IB?
Art.
Bio.
Chemistry.
Chinese.
Wait, is it going? I'm sorry. Say again?
Hardest subject in IB?
Math.
Math.
It depends on what level you take.
Yeah, math high level is the hardest thing.
Bio.
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 I don't take it, but chemistry.
Chemistry.
My friends are dying.
I think it really depends on your background.
Yeah, what you're good at.
Don't be scared of that.
Yeah. Okay, biggest adaptation challenge to RCN?
I gotta say the rain.
Living with 4 other people in one room.
Yeah, that's
Changing from a different UWC to this UWC.
Yeah.
No, that's an adaptation, but it's also it's a great reward because this place is unique and very amazing in its own way.
But I mean, for me, it's like everything is timetabled here. I've been living a life without any control. Like I was living by the next seconds. But here you have your day, your weeks, your month, the year planned ahead. And then, yeah, that was a bit hard to take on actually.
And the fact that you don't have as much maybe free time as you maybe want to, and that it feels like everything is like, there's always something happening, you should always be somewhere, and maybe you should treasure your free time a little bit more than I hope.
The balance.
Yeah. Mine is different from Hector. Like I feel like one of the challenges was adapting to like the spontaneousness. Like the next second it's like, oh, your friend's calling you, do you want to hang out or do you want tea or something? So it's like really that, like your schedule really gets like moved around quite a lot for you, not pretend.
So you have a schedule where you keep like flipping.
Yeah. How do you deal with stress at RCN, Hector?
I play basketball. That's like my main, like I don't know, go-to places. I play basketball, and I mean, to be fair, I've always been a stress person. Like I think stress is like part of my life. So yeah, basketball is definitely what helps me the most. But I don't. Yeah, I think maybe there could be friends too. I hang out with friends. But yeah, basketball is the main.
I only have two things that I would do when I'm stressed. I play the piano, because there are 3 pianos on campus, which is really nice, and I sleep.
Underrated answer.
I go for a hike, honestly, or just like a long walk. That's what I need.
Usually it's just either hang out with 1 or 2 really close friends or just listen to music on my own.
I agree with Hector. I think working out and or basketball is super nice. Just to be able to physically move yourself is like so relieving. You don't think about all the stress you have. You can just like do whatever you do, have your routine or whatever. And also being close with friends, going on walks late in the evening, or just having a nice conversation in your corner is very, very wholesome and nice.
Yeah, I think taking naps in the afternoon really helps me.
Actually,
and listening to music, vibing, dancing.
Yeah, sometimes I just go out and shout. That also helps. Or doing like, somehow putting my emotions out. Either like, a lot of people said like hobbies or passions, or just like doing something that you like.
For me, I like going to any of the facilities that have like piano and saying, I don't know how to play the piano properly. I learned last summer. So
it's good actually.
Yeah, so I just press random notes and I sing anything and I feel, you know, everything just lifts up.
I mean, dealing with stress, honestly, for me, it's all about putting things in perspective, I think. Sometimes the stress seems like there's something really, really big, and it's not that big. I don't know, meditation helps a lot, maybe some journaling.
Yeah, I agree, journaling for me, and sometimes when the pool is open, swimming really helps me handle stress a lot from academic life.